Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here. And today is our Thrifty Canucks video. And yes, I still have this cold. I don't know, it's hanging on, this voice thing. I don't know. It's a new thing for me. Anyway, I have a mixed bag of nuts again today for thrifting. I was all over the place, and so I will try to remember as I go along where I was and what I paid for things. Because I had a couple of things from the flea market still. I had garage sales that we went to in PEI, my normal thrifting grounds and shops that I go to, just a mixed bag. So first I'm going to start with some free items. We were in St. John at the Refit store, and they have one wall of books. I think when they get to the point where they just have too many books, they pile them up there and they offer them for free. Some of them are, they smell, so I don't buy them because they have, a musty smell to them. But I looked through and I found some, and I did the scratch and sniff test, and these passed the test. Now, nowadays, when you are doing something, you often hear the phrase, there's an app for that. If you want to look something up or if you want to figure something out, there's always an app for it. Well, back in the days, now it's not even that far back, in the year 2000, there was a book for that. I cannot believe that they actually made a book like this. And look how big this book is. And yeah, I don't get it. I do not get it whatsoever. It is the Crossword Proper Name Finder. So I guess when you're dealing with famous people or, important people, they have a book now of all those people's names. And they even have a little section where, here, I'll just show you quickly if I can, designation codes. So if the person was an American or if they were an artist, there's like little codes that would be added to the end of their name to say what they were. And so they could be just these type of people. They could be Nobel Prize winners. We know Trump won't be there. Pulitzer Prizes, Oscar awards, nationality codes. It just goes on and on and on. And so here are the names. So they start with the first name or the surname, and then have the first name afterwards. And I just saw one here. I don't know if I can find it again. No, I guess I missed it somewhere. But yeah, just so bizarre. Like they have the name, and then, like in this case, that means they came from Canada, and W would stand for, let's see, what does W stand for? W stands for writer. So the whole book, the whole entire book, are names of famous people. Who needs this book? Who? I don't get it. Anyway, there was a book for that. Just like those Scrabble books, right? But it's great paper to use for our junk journals, which is why we have so many books for junk journals, right? There's just so much content that is not worth keeping, and yet we don't want to see it go to the landfill. So we've got to use these books. This is our job, journalers out there, junk journal makers. We have to use this stuff up. This is clogging our landfills. Sorry to I'm not even going to find the author's name, and I don't even want to mention the person's name. Anyway, it is a huge book. There is, well, over 700 pages in here. So 700 divided by 2 is 350 pages. So some people got to help me out. So I'm calling on the Thrifties. If you want, a 10-pack of these pages, or even a 20-pack, you can say 10 or 20. I will gladly give you 20. And I might even try to find famous names that have your first name. How's that? So yeah, just a fun piece. It was free. It's thick. I can share it. And believe me, this is going to be going into some ephemera packs in the future as well. So there's that. And then I picked up 2 magazines. They had stacks of magazines. We had boxes of them, but they were all kind of off smelling. But these were sitting on a shelf, and they were separate, House and Home. And then this one is Milieu. I don't know. Expensive books, though. My goodness, expensive magazines, beautiful content. Now, I don't use a lot of magazines in my work. Excuse me just for a sec. But the pictures are just gorgeous. But someone who does is Jennifer Dirtle. Jennifer does collage, and if you haven't seen her work, you really do have to see her work. Jennifer is an inspiration to me on my channel, so her link is always down below there. Jennifer, I picked these books up for you. Look at that. I think Jennifer would like this one. She likes colorful things and unusual things, and she can make it work. I could see her cutting this out for some reason. I don't know why, but I think this is something that she would do. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this one cover. That's the only thing I want out of this book. But otherwise, Jen, the rest is coming to you, including this one, House and Home. Like I said, amazing books. Lots of recipes in this one. Lots of fun imagery in here as well. I'm not going to go into big detail. They're for Jen. So they were free, Jen. So the next thing to show you is, this was at my thrift store the other day. It's this super chunky wool. Now, if you watch my video of needle felting, do I even have one still? No, I don't have one on the table right now. Yeah, if you watched my needle felting book. Wait, no, it is here. Okay, there is one here, I think. Just gonna check. Oh, yeah. That's a pack, and there's a lot in here. There's a lot in this package. Look at this. It's the same type of fibers. You can just pull them apart the same way. Unbelievable. So Thrifties, if you want to start getting into needle felting and you want a little chunk of this, let me know. I'll give you a chunk. I'll send one to you. Definitely, I'm sending some to Caroline because she loves this lilac purple color. So yeah, coming your way, Caroline, some to you. She said she wanted to get into needle felting, so I'm going to share. This originally came, I paid $2 for it. It was worth $2 to me. It originally came from Dollarama. I don't recall seeing these in Dollarama, unless it's something new. I don't know. But they're chunky, super chunky wools. If you see them, I would say pick them up, and you could send me a little chunk like that. I'd be more than happy to take it. So that was a good find. But if anybody wants any, just let me know in my Thrifty Pals, or well, Caroline, it's automatic. You're getting one. Then I picked up this psychedelic fabric. It's really, it looks like cotton. It feels like cotton, but it has a little bit of stretch in it. I don't know why. So that was strange to me. Now, I didn't look at the actual label here. What does it say here? Sharon Kessler for Vera Bradley Designs. I don't see anything more on here. Oh, here's another one. No, it doesn't give me any information as to what it is. But it's nice fabric. So Thrifties, if you want a little chunk of this, I will cut one off for you. I think I have enough to do all of us and still have some for myself. Really pretty psychedelic stuff. So be fun to work with. Because it's cotton, to me, it's more of a lining, unless you're going to, pad it up with different things and do some slow stitching on top of it. Then I would use it as a lining. This next fabric, again, Thrifties, if you want a piece of this. This is, now I paid $2 for this, and there are 12 panels here, so I can easily share a panel. There's a journal cover. Right there, look at that, and a little bit to spare. So Thrifties, if you want one of these, let me know. I will gladly add one into your package. Maybe I didn't have that. Yeah, it still works. So yeah, it's definitely enough to do a journal cover with this. This is 5.5 inches wide for a cover, and then it's 11 inches long. So plenty big enough to get you something anyway. But yeah, it says $1. I think I paid $2 for it. Not $1. Those stickers come off on everything. I end up leaving the store and I'm covered in them from stuff in the store. I don't know. They're not a very good system. But yeah, Thrifties, if you want one, I can give you one. It's fun to do some patch pockets and stuff with it. This third fabric was, I couldn't leave this behind. It's an upholstery fabric. It has, it's a bit of a coating on it or whatever, and it's quite a nice weight. I would still put something underneath it. Like, that's just me. Like, I would still build layers. And it's got a very nice floral print. The flowers are in different colors. So this is more of a rusty orange. It's kind of a rusty red there. There is a little bit of purple. So there is a ton here. So if my Thrifties want some of this to make some journal covers, just say, upholstery fabric, and I will know which one. I will cut it as I go along, but there is lots here, so you will get a good sized chunk of it when I do cut it. But even this section here is great for a fall journal. Just all around nice fabric. I don't need any more, but it's fun. I mean, it was $2, and so why wouldn't I get it? I did the smell test. It smells perfect. I'm not going to try to wash it. So why wouldn't I pick it up for $2 and share it with everybody that's on the getting the thrifty boxes? It just makes sense. It's not worth, or I couldn't leave it behind because it's just too nice to leave behind and not have it to share. So this next one comes from, now this one I don't have enough to share. Sorry, gang. This was a scarf that I got in PEI. I paid $2, I think, for this one. And I'm keeping it because I have a project in purple that I want all this purple stuff for, which is why I've been zeroing in on purple. I will cut this gold trim probably off the edge and use that separately on another project. But this is what I want. I wanted the lining or the this fabric for linings for inside some journals that are coming up. So yeah, lovely color, and I will look forward to using that for sure. And then let's go through what's in this bag here. I picked up some butterflies at a garage sale. This is all stuff in here is from PEI, I believe. Yeah. So this one needs a little bit of a repair. It must have been Dollarama stuff. And then this one has two larger ones. And, they're not open. This one has 4 in the package. And this one has 1. Yeah, 1 in the package. So the whole thing I paid $1 for. So yeah, it's good. They had a little bit of a smoky plastic smell, but I will take them out of the package. But it doesn't smell now. But well, mind you, I've got a cold, so maybe my sense of smell is not working today. But I will take them out of the package and put them where butterflies go in my studio. So I got those. And then I didn't even check if they were all there, because to me it doesn't matter. I got this. It looks like 2 decks of these lobster. It says fresh catch, and they are lobster playing cards. So I will hunt out the jokers. So I will offer 5 to my Thrifties if you want. There's 5 each for each of you if you want. It's the same image right through, but I just thought they were kind of cool if you're doing, any kind of a sea type journal or ocean project or anything like that. Mermaids. So yeah, pretty cool. And yeah, I think they were $1 for these as well. And then I got this belt for $1. It is a, just a metal belt with different pieces. Now I will undo all of these little loopy things. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know how strong I have to be to do this on camera, but we'll see. Yeah, no, I need my big girl pliers, which are upstairs. so I will take these rings off individually. Now what's nice about them is I can use that as a frame if I want to. It also has these little hooks on the end once I take these things off in between. It's got these hooks on the end that I can tie ribbons and use that as a focal point for, tying around a journal cover. And, I can add things like ribbon or sari or fibers, all kinds of goodness. So this makes several nice journal cover or journal closures. Or I can use it also as a frame and put a picture back there, use one side to be a hanger and the other side as a dangle where I can dangle different things from it, and use it as a journal dangle or charm or embellishment. So lots of options here to use this, and fun shapes. So I'm excited about that. I think I paid $1 for this, or maybe 50 cents. I don't remember exactly, but I know I wouldn't have paid more than that. So this next one was a steal at $1, but the guy was in the right mood to work with him, and because I got the butterflies from him too. This is a bracelet. It's a stretch band bracelet. So, eventually this, and I can feel it already, this stretch has had its day. It comes with beads strung on the elastic, but then all of these beads are also on a jump ring that I can take them off, and they're all ready to go to add on to other projects. So yeah, this, I just stretched it and now it's staying in that position. It's had its day. But yeah, fun color, and I definitely would use all the beads, and the work is done. They're already on, on a wire and ready to go to be added to other projects. So that was a good find for me. And the last two, this was also, all of this was in PEI. The last two was a girl had a big box full of jewelry and everything was $1. And so I hope you can see through the pack. Oh, I'm going to take it out anyway. Take it out of the plastic at least. And it is a key charm with a little crystal dangle. It's just cheap junk jewelry. So it will be pretty to hang on a journal, and it's purple. That's our latest craze these days, purple. And the other one I got from her was this heart one, and it is on just an organza, I think. Yeah, organza and leather, faux leather. But the charm is so beautiful in a heart shape and in that rose tone, kind of a rose gold color. I don't know how to explain that. Like a dusty rose almost color. And then I will use these in, I'll take them off and use it in slow stitching. This is all brand new stuff. It's just that it's, inexpensive jewelry. And so I don't have to worry that it's been worn or anything. She said it was all brand new stuff she bought. And so she was getting rid of it. So that's all my little goodies that I'm going to put back in the bag here, because I got to put all this stuff away. So yeah, Thrifties, if you want some of these cards, just say playing cards, and I will do this. I haven't been packing lately in my bags, but I will get there, I promise. Just got a little bit behind with this cold. Excuse me. And this next one, also at the flea market. I paid 50 cents for this. I wouldn't have paid 50 cents for it. Really, I wouldn't have bought this. But there are a few papers in here that I like. That's the only reason I bought it. So this is for myself. It is, first of all, this is one of those weird covers that I will have to fight to get off this thing. About the only thing this is good for, I will die cut this into shapes using my Big Z dies, the real heavy duty dies that cut through leather and chipboard and all that. So I will cut shapes out of this because it's not something I would want to use as a journal cover. It's got that coating on it, so nothing will glue on here nicely. It'll just be a disaster to try to reuse this as a cover. But instead of trying to waste it, or not trying, instead of wasting it, I will die cut it. What I probably most likely will do is cut out sort of slides or frames out of this that I can put a backing and make a charm, because you can't really glue things to it easily, without it being where it might fall off. I mean, I'm gonna have to use some heavy duty glue, but I think if I use it more as a frame and then just glue the backing on really good, that would work. But yeah, otherwise it's really not good for much else in my mind. So inside it's to keep track of your household items. I guess if you go on vacation, see, somebody whited all this out or blacked all their name and stuff out of here. If you're going on vacation, you have a list of all your stuff so that, if anything happens, I guess you can go to the insurance companies, I'm gathering. So I liked these papers, but in between is these little things. So if you take pictures of your stuff, and I remember my mother taking pictures of everything in the house, and I thought, oh, good gosh, just let it go. Because if anything happens, because, we had like the strangest stuff back in the 70s. And so if anything happened, your insurance company will just give you money. Don't worry about trying to replace it exactly. But yeah, she walked around the house taking pictures of everything she owned and kept it in a little book similar to this, I think. So yeah, I just wanted the papers. So I thought for 50 cents, it was worthwhile to get it for the papers. The little slips, I don't know what condition they're in. I'll have to examine it further, but yeah, it was worth 50 cents for me to get the paper. So there's that. And then at the flea market, sorry, I'm talking, at the flea market, I picked up a box of, there were some postcards, some pictures, there's some pieces of recipe papers in here. It was just a mishmash of stuff. Just whatever. This is the Robin Hood Flour Mills Limited. You could get the prize-winning recipes for 35 cents. Ooh. Some recipe book covers. Just little prayer cards. Yeah, some handwriting stuff, some handwritten recipes. Oh. Sears Canada marketing. Who knows what that is. But this was all in this bucket. And I went through everything. I kept a couple of things for myself. Like this postcard's seen better days. This is from 1913. But it's seen better days. But I kept it all, and I was going to put it all into ephemera packs eventually, because it's all postcards that are, they're nothing spectacular. I maybe kept, I would say, about 40 pieces. And the only reason I kept the 40 pieces is because I'm going to scan them, and then I can offer digitals to everybody. But yeah, there's just bits and pieces. This is a little Christmas card somebody made. So what I was thinking of doing is Thriftees, if you want some of this, because it's still fun ephemera no matter what. There's some greeting cards in here, some hand-painted ones with the, this is Bird of Paradise. Somebody drew these or something, painted them. But if you want, I will just make some packs up for all of you if you want. So just say postcard pack. You don't know what you're going to get. It'll be a mixed bag from everything in here. There's a letter. It's full of stamps. So yeah, so I can share the stamps with you as well. So Thriftees, if you want this, I'm just going to divvy it up between all of you, and you can just say, yes, I want one. That's the fun part. Okay, so I will put that in a pile B, just postcard stuff. Now, there are two things that I'm calling the favorite of the day. And I don't know which is my I know which is my favorite, but I don't know which will be your favorite. You can tell me. These are My friend Angie gifted these to me because we always give each other stuff. She said they're too ratty for her to sell because she sells stuff like this. And she said, I know you'll do something and then you'll make me something. She knows me. So they are from, this one is from July 1909. It's the Modern Priscilla, a real magazine from the day. It was 10 cents. I don't know if you can see that. That might be too far down here. The covers are, like you can see, they're in just horrible shape. But I will put this through the scanner and at least scan this image as much as I can, and then make a digital with it. Clean it up. You know, she's got some staining on her hand here. Hopefully I can remove all that. And then inside, you know, there are beautiful images. And so if I can salvage them, I will, and scan them, and then offer you some free digitals in the future, because you know we're doing really well with the free digitals. And it seems to me, you know, let me know, but it seems to me that my subscribers and my thrifties and my followers on Facebook seem to love this old stuff. So I'm going to scan them all. Like, look at these outfits. Aren't they beautiful? Now, I do have some other images like this that I had already scanned myself, but now I have more, but just beautiful. So I will offer those, and then just fun advertising. Look at Heinz tomato ketchup in 1909. I don't think that bottle looks much different from what we had growing up. That glass bottle that you had to shake, and then you had to stick a knife in to get it going. Who remembers all that? LeBlanche face powder. Excuse me. Some corset covers. Wow. So not only did you put on a corset, you had to put a cover over top of it. Wow. Now you can see this page is torn. So they're very fragile. They're not worth trying to save for the sake of art. I mean, I would collage with them as a background paper, but to make journal cards and stuff like that, it's easier to just use a printable of the same stuff. I mean, as much as it's nice to have authentic, it really isn't, because then, you know, who wants to use the good authentic stuff? And then the ratty authentic stuff is hard to come by. I'm just lucky that Angie knows what I like, and she knows what I'll use. So here's another one of those very pretty images. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. But just showing you a few. So I'm going to whip through this a little bit faster now, but she is so pretty. This umbrella is pretty. So to make a digital collage sheet and have all of those things on it would be so much more fun. So here's some more corset covers. And this is another waist something or other here. But yeah, I'll see how I can make that work. And of course, there's this one. I actually have this as a tin in my bathroom. And then this one's even in worse condition. This one is, I can't even read the date. Okay, it's also July 1910. But hopefully I can at least get this scanned and then see if I can fix it up. Look at this corset. I've got corsets on my mind. Something's coming up with corsets. Just keep that in mind. Something fun that we're going to have lots of fun with. A linen dress in French embroidery. Look at that dress. Isn't it beautiful? I hope you can see this. I'm just going to lift it up here a little bit better. Imagine wearing that. And in that light color yet. Oh my goodness. I think she didn't do anything all day long. This is the back cover. I don't want to cut it up or rip it up anymore, so I'm just going to leave it here, or show it to you now and then move it over. Again, lots of things that I might be able to scan and salvage to make digitals from. So we'll see how it goes. I have a huge pile of stuff to scan and do, so stay tuned, because that will be coming soon. Probably take me a couple of days to scan it all. Here's some little baby garments. And some things, as much as this is very pretty, it doesn't really have a lot of function. To me, it's not something I would put in a journal. So yeah, it's just going to go to collage papers to use for masterboards, because it's really nothing exciting. Now she's very pretty. I hope you can see her. I don't know. Yeah, you can see her. That's a very pretty outfit. Lightning freezer for doing freezing ice cream, I guess. That's pretty cool. To think this is during 1910, that's like over 100 years. Now, this is a beautiful image too. But some of these, when they're that, in that gray tone, they don't necessarily turn out with a scan. It's hit and miss sometimes. Look, you can get a genuine Mexican yucca root hat for 25 cents. Or you can get a cool, comfortable Mexican palm hat for 50 cents. I think you got your money's worth just in the title. Cool. Lennox chocolates. Falker's velvet suede skins. Well, that's velvet suede. Okay. Another pretty image here and another one there. So we'll see what we can get. I don't think anybody wants me to scan a slipper. Bedroom slippers in crochet. I don't think anybody wants me to scan that. Excuse me. Pickled beets rag. It starts the feet to going. Okay, opening strain. Pickled beets rag. So here's a little music sheet. That is definitely one we want to cut out and scan, right? That just gets your toes tapping. And now here they've got Mexican parrot. I'm going all over the place here. Mexican parrots. They had something with Mexico at the time, I guess. $4.75. Pay for a choice selected Mexican redhead parrot. And have lots of issues forever. Do you know parrots live like over 100 years, right? So people could have bought a parrot back then and it would still be alive today, pretty much. Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe it'd be dead by now. but I had a girlfriend who had a parrot, and she was already wondering who she was going to leave it to in a will. But she outlived the parrot, so... But here's another pretty girl. So yeah, it all depends on how they turn out as to 2 days end the corn. Corn plasters. I don't know what that is, but woman invents wonderful household article. What is it? A self-heating family syringe. Yeah, we're not even going to go there. Another beautiful lady, a dressy waist and petticoat. So yeah, fun images, fun to go through this, and I shouldn't be taking up all your time here. Silk embroidery, $1,000 prize contest, $1,000 back in the day. Wow. All pieces entered must be embroidered with pure silk. And all, including the prize-winning pieces, will be returned when the contest closes. Wow. Harper's Bazaar. That's where you would send it to. Human Talker. Another parrot. Yes, they were obsessed with parrots and Mexico in this issue. Okay, I'm going to move on from this. So tell me what you think of these. And like I said... know that I'm going to be working on this soon, and that you will get a chance to have all of the images to play with. So this next one is definitely my prize. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, it's heavy. There is more, but you know what? I don't. I'll save it for next week. The other stuff I have. But this is definitely my prize. It is Pleasures of Ruins, and I paid $7 for this. I went to the estate sale that, I don't know why he calls it an estate sale. I think he buys estates all the time. and then he sells them at these sales that he puts on. And he sets up in the Lions. Oh, there you go, Caroline. He sets up at the Lions Club. I just realized that now. It's our local chapter in Sussex. I never thought about it before. But he only comes every once in a while. He stays for about a week or two, and then he goes back to St. John, where he's from. And I've been to his place in St. John, and it's kind of creepy there, and it's it's grungy, it's dirty. The people have taken, they're like a step back in time or something. It's just worrying to go in there. And I know Thelma's been there with me too, and she was like, I think she felt the same way, that it was creepy. But when he sets up in Sussex, it's not so bad. It's a different environment. And, sometimes I find things there, sometimes I don't. But Thelma's been there. I think Val actually went to it once too. Or the one time. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Anyway, this book I got there. The cover is pretty simple. I will be able to cut this down to make 2 journals out of it, because I'll use one for the front and one for the back. The book jacket is kind of ratty. It's also very plasticky coating, so I don't know that I'll use this. Inside, it's very glossy paper. I don't know that I'll use it. The book is from 1964. Yes. So some interesting end paper here with this silver sheen to it. But all the pages are in this color. And they're striking images. This may not be the best one to show you, but... And there are a few colored plates that are removable from the book. But it's all different ruins. They have this paper in between. It's got little specks in it. So it's a recycled paper, or maybe a handmade paper. It's got the weight of construction paper. Like, it feels like construction paper, but it feels much stronger. So the weave is probably good quality. I looked in the book, sometimes very rare, but on occasion, books will tell you the type of paper they used. But there was nothing in this one, which surprised me because it's so unusual. But it's thick enough to make light journal notebooks. And, I keep talking about those as well. And they're coming soon. I want to do a tutorial on making them, because I've come up with this crazy idea that I really like. So that'll be something else to look forward to. And, it doesn't hurt to remind me about these things when I talk about them, to get myself going a little bit more. Here's one of the color plates, but there are very few. Okay, there's only 12 hand-mounted color plates. Now, this is all on ruins, and this is underwater of some kind. I hope you can see it. But it's a lovely image, and it would, it would come off of here. It's like partially glued down. So I would have to very carefully remove it. But the paper I absolutely love, and then the regular photographs are just amazing. So this paper I will cut out to use for journals, but I will also use it to print on. I'm going to do some test printing on these papers to see how they print. But a lot of them are covered in text. So some unusual images, and like these are ruins, and a lot of it is stone and buildings. But the color this is the color through all the pictures. So just lovely. This is going to be a fun, now a lot of text here, but there again, this idea that I have for these notebooks, text won't matter. So it'll be just fun to show you my plan. This is a map of the world, I guess. Well, not the whole world, but where a lot of these come from, I think. I haven't really read the book, so I shouldn't assume. But it's in very good condition, definitely. I'm not going to go put you through it all, but just the images are stunning. It's sad that they're back to back on most of them, but they are stunning. And the paper in between is just amazing. Here's another one of those plates. So there's only 12 of them, but beautiful. And it's this paper that I really like more. Now, I don't know what exactly I'm going to do with this. I know it will be in journals one way or another, but I have to think about, here's another one of those color plates. And even still, for the time, from 1964, that's already 60 years old, 61 years old. The color is just amazing. So this is definitely my find. It's something that I'm going to put some thought into, but I can certainly see myself using this to make a couple of journals, another one of those color plates. And I want to read through it too and see where they're all from. Just blows my mind. Love it. Another color plate. So yeah, and that's only the first part of the book. Like, it just goes on and on and on. Like, there's no shortage of imagery in here to use for journal making. So eventually I will, share this, but at this point I'm just going to drool a little and give it some more thought as to how I want to use it. And then I can further, give ideas to people that I might share this with. So this might, like, look at her. Isn't she gorgeous? Whoa. Very voluptuous and outfits that we see today. They're walking down the street. She was way ahead of her time. Here's another one of those prints. So yeah, this is definitely my most favorite, but the two magazines from Angie. Angie, thank you so much for those. I will share that not only with you, but with all of my subscribers and followers on Facebook. So stay tuned for some free digitals on that coming up. And if you're not sure where to get the free digitals, we have, it's called Creative Collections of Free Digital Printables. And the link is in the description box of this video and every video below. It is a group that is both myself, Kim Newberg, Images by Kim, and Caroline Jensen from Caroline's Craft Tree. We have combined together to create this group to share free images with you. Free, all free. Oh, I left those upstairs too, didn't I? Okay, next video I will show you the recap of the week with those images. So that's it. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more to come on the weekend. I wish you all a very creative day and a creative week, as always, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. And Thrifties, make sure to leave your comments below if there's anything here that you're interested in. That's it. That's all. Bye for now.